Good morning, I'm Carson Jeffries with the Mold Firm, and I'm here today with a longtime friend and owner of Allergen Mold Testing.
My name is Richard Johnson. I'm the President and CEO of Allergen and Mold Testing. There's three things that really relate to mold, and that is if you see it, obviously that's an issue. If you can smell it, the odor that's given off, the musty odor that you smell from homes or in homes, are the gases that are given off while mold is metabolizing whatever it's growing on. So if you smell that smell, mold is growing somewhere. And the third thing is any kind of health symptoms, particularly that are associated with the respiratory system, whether you're having sinus problems, whether you're having any kind of breathing issues. But it's not limited to that. Mold problems go far greater than that for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons is that 70% of those who have asthma also have allergies. They have allergies to the mold spores. And when you have, and a lot of people have allergies, you don't have to have asthma to have these allergies. When those get into your windpipe and your respiratory system, you get this redness and swelling just like you would get on your skin if you had your skin broke out some way. And that impairs the mucus system from working properly, and those little areas that are rough like that become places where bacteria and viruses can get into your system and cause other kinds of diseases. There are some studies that suggest that between 10 and 30% of all diseases associated with particulate are associated with indoor air. The other way that it can harm you is that in sufficient quantities, that these spores that carry these toxins, they get down into they're small enough to get into the alveoli where the oxygen is exchanged with your blood. And your body will break those up, and then those toxins go out into your blood, and they can go to other organs in your system as well and cause damage elsewhere. The other thing that we're finding, some recent studies have shown that there was one study that looked at data from 14 states and concluded that 90% of the dust in those homes that were studied contained chemicals that were considered to be unhealthy chemicals. 90% of them contained one of 10 chemicals, including one of the chemicals that was a carcinogen, known carcinogen.
Okay.
And some of the mold spores are known carcinogens as well. We've done an analysis on carpet dust that we have separated. We keep track of symptoms in the same database that we keep track of the findings in the lab. And that makes us kind of unique because we're one of the only inspection companies in the country that has our own lab. So we can tailor the lab reports that we're getting to what we feel like we need to find in the field to help people with their measuring their indoor air quality, including the different kinds of mold. And we break it down whether they're likely to be from outdoors or indoor outdoors or water damaged spores. We break down in our reports. But it provides us the other opportunity to mine that data over a period of time. And what we've done is taken symptoms like headaches, and we've looked at what we find in the carpet dust. And we've divided the number of homes that had a particular type of mold spore that said they had headaches with the people that didn't say they had headaches. And what we find, if there's a positive number, you're more likely to find those in an environment where people are suffering from headaches. We found that there's about 25 spore types that were positive for that ratio for what we found in the carpet dust. We've done the same thing for allergies, and we've done the same thing for respiratory problems, and each of them had something in the mid-20s that different spore types were associated. But when you look at all the health symptoms that we have found, and we've taken those ratios for all of the different spore types that we found, About 62 of the 70 spore types that were found in any quantity were associated with, found more often in homes where there were one of the health symptoms that we track.